That looks white. I look white. The light? Well, I've got 6 of them in here. And they're all warm white. I think I need to start to consider moving to a cooler white solution. Going maybe around 4,000 Kelvin. Things would be less yellow. Of course, I don't think that's going to be too much of an impact when I do the live video streams because I have a different white balance set for this camera and I don't look yellow in this light. But when I shoot video on my phones, I can't always get a proper white balance. That said, I think the white balance in today's video that I published on youtube.com/Chris Pirillo was a better white balance than the white balance people have been accustomed to with video shot on my iPhone 8 Plus. Hello, Galaxy. I'm Chris Pirillo. That's what I call a cold open. No. Yeah. No. Maybe. I'm doing this live because we're doing it live. That's why. I've got the chat room behind me. Thank you for tuning in. The topics are pretty much just primarily up to you. I may throw out certain experiences that I've had today throughout the duration of this live broadcast. Feel free to post a super chat. It's easy to do. Let's see if we have any super chats. No, not as such. But we do have a Lockergnome pillow behind us. An authentic Lockergnome pillow. Very few were ever made. You may be one of the lucky ones. I'm a lucky one to own my face in a pillow. I sleep with myself. Do you sleep with me? That's just weird. What's not weird is Discord chat, which is open 24/7 right here. YouTube.com/Lockergnome is where we're streaming. But if you wanted to join Discord chat 24/7, head over to twitch.tv/Chris Pirillo, where we may record the podcast today after the fact. I keep forgetting to share the TLDR podcast with the patrons. That's a little bonus they get, though no one's really missed it. No one's even really asked for it. But you can become a patron of mine by heading over to chrispirillo.com. Yeah, that redirects to patreon.com/Chris Pirillo. I know, there are a lot of links to keep track of. You know, instead of just listening to me, click the links in the video description. That's all you gotta do. It's easy to do. You can sub over on Twitch. You can become a patron on patreon.com, and then you can post super chats, just like Mr. Phalange did. And he comments and says, I am eating and drinking. Congratulations. I just ate a giant plate of potatoes and quinoa and hot sauce. And what else was there? Some noodles. It was good. And now I'm drinking some green tea. I've been milking the tea, though I've not put milk in the tea. Little green tea bags I found. Not on the street. I mean in the store. And they're actually pretty good. It's like a mixture of matcha and sencha leaf. And it's rather delicious. And I basically put the tea bags in and then just keep adding water throughout the day, and the strength doesn't necessarily dissipate if I keep adding tea bags. It's pretty nice. Penguin Squad comes in with the next super chat, says, Chris, if I have the Pixel 2 XL on order, should I cancel it because of the burn-in? Okay, so let me just talk about this a little bit because I covered this extensively, like a whole 15 minutes or so in the other YouTube channel. So watch that video. If you've not already, youtube.com/Chris Pirillo. Because I know everyone was going to ask. I pretty much talked about what was going on, my perspective on it, what I feel, what could happen, but we don't know is going to happen. Effectively, the Pixel 2 XL does not have a good screen. I'm not going to make excuses for it. Does that mean it's a horrible device? It's up to you. I'm not a Google apologist. I'm not an Apple apologist. I mean, I felt the same way about the first iPhone back in the day. Like, yeah, I didn't have this, that, and the other thing, but you know what? I came to love it because of the software experience. So I have now come to love the Pixel 2 XL, despite the issues. Now, burn-in happens. For me, I will likely RMA it. I'll send it back. I'm like, yeah, I got burn-in. It's pretty bad. If Google doesn't address it in software, which they may kind of be able to do, not really. They can address image retention. With a certain trickery, kind of like Samsung does, or like they do. I detailed it a bit more in the other video. But I'm not sure if they can effectively fix this problem. If I were you, I would be cautiously optimistic. It could very well happen. Burn-in is a thing. So, not even, like, planning on this, but when I zoom in on my screen, oh, cool. It's not exactly Chris Pirillo pop. They need to do a Chris Pirillo pop, though. I like seeing everybody's setups back here. I saw like a ghosted image right here, and it's kind of dissipated since like zooming in, up here and up here of the Finder, like where it normally says Finder when I'm using the Mac. It's like it's not exactly burned in. It's more of image retention, but even on my iMac, it's not exactly burned in though. But I tweeted the link, or tweeted the photo. I'm like, meanwhile, on my iMac, whoop, I wasn't even looking for it, and it was there. But yeah, what are you gonna do? Well, I do want you to watch that other video in the other YouTube channel, because I think the color representation or the accuracy was just, I thought it was spot on personally. I didn't have any issues with the color representation at all. Wait a minute, there we go. Did it go? Oh, I see. It went down further. Wait a minute, where'd it go? How come this video was not? Oh, I see. My right around this time is when the sun sets right now. But this is the video I was talking about. Like, I thought it was accurate. Like, I mean, it looks warm on the screen right now because my color just shifted for night shift or whatever. Why did this not sync? Add location, no. Okay. Backup device folder, sure. Okay. But this should have synced. Why did my video that I recorded on this device not sync to Google Photos? That's bizarre. All the other photos get synchronized to Google Photos. Is it backing up now? I'm confused. Why is that not backing up? Because it should have. Or at least I'd see it in Assistant as in uploading. But it doesn't say uploading here. Should be backing up because it's definitely online. I uploaded it to YouTube. By the way, the YouTube app on Android kicks the crap out of the YouTube app on iOS. Like, I love the YouTube app on Android. It's fantastic. This is a super chat from JSal 993 asking, Chris, I'm an accounting student that's soon graduating. And by the way, not to miss out on a shout out, Mark Goodbout. Thank you for the super chat. If you have a question, let me know. JSal 1993 is an accounting student, soon graduating, can't decide between a Surface Pro or a Surface Book. I'm just not sure how much power I need. Accounting? It used to be a thing where you needed a floating point processor, like it was a math coprocessor would have come in handy. I think you'd be serviced by either one of them, but I'd be inclined to say Surface Book, because it's going to be more like a traditional laptop type of computer, and you're probably going to be doing a lot of spreadsheets. And honestly, a touch screen is not as much of a value. The portability is about the same, but touch is not going to be a prime value for you, and I'm guessing a lot of the software that you're going to be working with. Just FYI. That would be my recommendation, and why I make that recommendation for you. Thank you for the context. Tony Yoon comes in. Super Chat is back! Here's to the ZTE Axon M Fund. Is that the foldable thing? Okay. The more shots I see of iOS software running on an iPhone 10, the more I'm like, why would anybody still want... I don't know. I don't get it. Some people would say, why do you still want the Google Pixel XL after all these screen issues? Well, there's just... The Jesus phone doesn't exist. It's the best I feel. It's a compromise. There's always going to be a compromise. Could I have a better screen and on a lower quality system? Possibly. Is Google going to fix this in software? I don't think so. I mean, ultimately, I think Google, they're in a bind because they're getting a major black eye right now. I mean, the Pixel's getting dragged through the mud. Both of them, honestly. And if they don't do something about the screen issue, like sooner rather than later, it's going to be devastating to them. They're going to find it to be a very difficult time getting off the ground. But like I said, it's Android's been a better experience on the Pixel 2 XL than iOS is on iPhone 8 or 8 Plus, by and large. Penguin Squad comes in with another super chat, says, Chris, depends where the phone saved the video. Photos backup folders on the device, so every file on the phone unless you tell it to. Yeah, that's what I thought. But like, it should be backing up. Like, photo books, device folders, archive, photos on device. See camera, it's right there. Backup and sync. So I know, and I know it's synced automatically because, can I back up and sync? One selected. How do I back up now? See, now it's backing up. Why is it not backing up the video automatically? There's got to be something going on because that should absolutely have been backed up. Because all the other photos I took on this device got backed up to photos. Why did the video not get backed up? That just doesn't make any sense to me. And especially if it didn't show up in Assistant or whatever. I don't know. Maybe I have to do more testing on it. But as I said at the beginning of the video, expect to see a color temperature change more major in the videos I shoot with these phones than the live stream, because this is a different kind of white balance here. I don't actually hold up a white piece of paper when I shoot a video. I probably should. Maybe I'll try that next time. But I could hold up this book. I just got it today. Look at it. Liz, look at it. Where's Liz? Is Liz even here? I haven't seen her annoying me. Although everybody in chat was posting dog pictures. They sent this. DK? No, is it William? No, it's Harper Design. Disney and Lucasfilm. Star Wars Stormtroopers Beyond the Armor. I cannot wait to read it. See? Right there. And that's your thumbnail. Okay, so hope you were ready with that. It's very nice. It's basically like all the background you'd ever want on the Stormtroopers. And honestly, the ethos of the Stormtrooper has always been one that I've loved. I've loved the Imperial design. I have been dreaming of this book ever since I was, well, addicted to Star Wars figures as a child. One of course, you know, my very first Star Wars figure was the AT-AT driver. But I didn't really, and see, they go all the way through to modern day trooper design. But I never liked the classic, right, there's the AT-AT driver, but it's more of a modern one there, not a vintage. But I love the TIE Pilot. I did not like Kenner's version of the Stormtrooper. I never liked the design. Loved the Scout Trooper design immediately. But their figure for the Stormtrooper, I never liked. Never. In fact, I've got the vintage one, of course, in my collection up there. But I have, right here, one of those troopers that I've been meaning to unbox. This is definitely a more modern trooper, but yeah, white balance. I can set a white, so I'm going to try it tomorrow. I'm going to like hold up the book, go tap, focus on here, and then have it white balance to this. Then watch everybody complain, it's too white! That's actually potentially going to fix a problem that I've had with YouTube Live on the iPhone and on Android, where if I'm in the room, I'm yellow. And I was like, I can't live stream from the mobile device because of that. So the reason why I'd be yellow is because I've got 6 cans pointed my direction with yellow light. I'm bathing in very warm white light, but it'll be shifting definitely towards neutral. So it's a big deal. Cool white, warm white, what's better? Everybody's got a feeling. Definitely not wanting to skew blue, though I may look more blue to everybody. I realize I'm wearing a blue shirt too. Kim Davis Scally says, piss off. Oh, I can't say that. That's like, great. Now I'm not advertiser friendly. Thanks, Liz. With the Star Wars toy crap, we don't care. Oh, I'm sorry. Does it annoy you that I like things and that I enjoy things? Does it annoy you that I'm a different person? That I have different wants, needs, and desires and loves? I'm sorry. I should just, change myself to make you happy. I think I can do that. Just, give me a few minutes. It's not, an immediate change, because unfortunately that's not how life works. You don't live your life to make other people happy. You live your life to make yourself happy, or to bring happiness to yourself, because no one else is going to bring it to you. And you share your passions and your ideals and your loves with everybody else. And, it doesn't really matter what other people think. It only matters what you feel. And then if you're lucky, other people out there may appreciate the things that you do for them. Not everybody does, though. Some people are looking for you to basically be on their schedule and live your life according to their wishes. Some people, not everybody necessarily, but there are definitely some people out there. This Sand Trooper, I think, would potentially be one of those types of troopers who would beg to differ, because that's what troopers do. I'm not going to set him up, precisely like I should, although his rifle is probably going to get in the way. This is the issue with super articulated troopers. They're really, really nice They're wonderful, actually, but just getting them to stand sometimes and balance, it's a bit of a trick. That's why when I get him standing, I'm just like, okay, not gonna touch it, not gonna touch it, not gonna touch it. Stand up. You stand up. His backpack's throwing him off. Hang on. Just wait for it. Wait. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Booyah. Yeah. How'd you like this? I'm going to take a picture. I'm going to do an impromptu. Y'all are a part of a live happening right now. What's going to live happening? I'm going to take my, I got to wait for it to synchronize in Google Photos first, but I'm going to take take a picture here. I'm going to focus in on his belly. And take a pic. Wait, I'm trying to get it centered here. Okay, there's one. And then we'll take it with the iPhone. And this is another annoying thing about the iPhone is that I constantly have to go in and re-enable HDR mode. It's so freaking annoying. In the same position. Focus on him. Get him centered. Give me a second. Okay. So that's close enough. So I did the Discord scroll. Okay. Well, it was funny that it got caught in there, right, at that comment. Okay, so now I'm going to wait for it to synchronize here. And then when it does synchronize, what I'm going to do is upload it to Twitter at the same time. So you'll be able to compare both of them. Nice, huh? Kind of. Problem is everything's on my, I've got night shift mode on, or night light, and so everything was looking really warm, but now, I've got I turned it off. I shouldn't do that. I should turn it back on, because otherwise my eyes are going to fall out of my head. Tony Yoon says, question 534, do you trust Google with your data, photos, and their option to back up your PC as well? They're all equally as trustworthy as one another, honestly. And I mean, Google does it differently than Apple. And here's the thing, Apple, I like Apple's methodology. I like Apple's ethos more than Google's, but Google's software works better. Google's AI works better all the way through. We're talking from Google Assistant versus Siri to the keyboard and autocorrect working fantastically better and learning almost in an instant. It's crazy how many times. I mean, there are times, of course, that it messes up. I mean, it's a given, and it's absolutely not perfect. But the hope is that that will, of course, improve over time. What I ended up doing is I've compiled a document, kind of like a Google Doc, saying here's some bugs that I've run into, some issues that I've run into. I shared them with T_Murray because I was like, yeah, the camera's kind of janky when you do this, this, and this. And I don't know if he's necessarily going to address it, but I'm like, you've got some oversights here that could very well be corrected. I'm hoping that, whatever I say will land, on ears that can actually, take care of these problems too. That isn't always the case, unfortunately. And that to me is really kind of sad. So let's see here. Let's delete that. I think this is the, wait, hang on. Wait, oh crap. Did I do the wrong thing? I meant to delete the non-HDR one. Okay, I did. Okay, great. So then they got uploaded. So now I'm going to go to Google Photos. And you're definitely going to see some differences. Wow, there's a pretty big difference. Yeah, iPhone definitely did better here. You're hearing me say it. iPhone definitely did better. Okay. At least I think. Wait. Which one's the iPhone? Crap. Now I don't know which one is which. Okay, so this one is this one. Boy, they look almost exactly the same. Wait, this can't be right. Okay. So the one... Okay. This is really hard to tell. Seriously, man. It's really, really... It's going to be very difficult to tell the difference. Okay, so then I'll do this and this to Twitter. Troopers gonna troop. Okay. You just saw a tweeting there. And it looks like, oops. Yeah, it looks like, I gotta say, like, just looking at them, I mean, I'm not seeing them exactly side by side, but it seems that the iPhone did a slightly better job with the white keyboard and the dirtier Stormtrooper. Neither one of them. This one's still a little warm. The iPhone's still a little warm, but not nearly as warm as the Trooper in the Google Photo outright. Yeah, I don't know, man. That I mean, it's just it comes down to how these things handle, and it's definitely one of those situations where the iPhone did better. So it's not like I'm looking to always make the Nexus, the Pixel phone always do better. It's just not always going to have or not always going to happen that way. You just got to be open-minded enough to accept that some devices are going to do better in certain situations. Just FYI. So there. I mean, that's not a photo that I'm likely going to keep because like that was kind of like a throwaway, just to annoy the person who didn't like my Star Wars stuff. Penguin Squad came. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed. Tony Yoon had a super chat question. He says, question 534: do you trust Google with your data of photos and their option to back up your PC as well? So, yeah, I mean, do I trust YouTube? And the answer is no, I don't. I don't trust them as far as I can throw them. But, it was nice to be able to back up my vlog stuff. And the next step that I need to take is basically, because I backed up 2 major folders of newer vlogs, and now I need to go through and basically back up the earlier vlogs. Those are the only videos that I ever, really tracked for a lot of different reasons. But, we'll be able to have that, and it'll be accessible indefinitely. It's pretty nice. So, sure, but just like I trust any company. We now have a Penguin Squad. Penguin Squad's on fire here tonight. The MVP here that comes in with another super chat saying, "This is for the Star Wars Toys Fund. Thank you." Was it the fund? That's nice. Got myself a Sand Trooper there. JSal1993 asks the super chat, thoughts on Essential Phone $200 price drop. Well, they're doing what they need to do. They need to move those units. And the reviewer slagged them, right? So this is something that I think Google could potentially do with the Pixel 2 XL. No, I didn't say okay Google or hey Google. No, that's not... This is, one of those situations where Essential wasn't selling devices. They needed to sell devices. They needed to be more compelling. And they've got a solid enough device that still needs to have some software updates. It's still a compelling device that could improve over time, and should improve over time. Absolutely. But it's also stunted by a few different problems, not the least of which is in relation to the notch and not being able to fully mitigate that in portrait mode. And so it's starting out with, an uphill battle. And so that it doesn't shock me that they dropped in price because people aren't necessarily buying them. So you got to get them to move it somehow, right? So what do? You drop the price to move the product. And I think that's what Google could do with the Pixel 2 XL. They could drop the price. Will they? I don't know. Because it sets a dangerous precedent. And that's why I don't know what Google's going to do, but they got to get ahead of this problem. That's for sure. I don't know if Essential has. They got software fixes coming down the pike, but it may be too little, too late in terms of the market engagement until the next Essential phone, the PH2, is released. Tony Yoon asks another super chat, 535. If the Pixel is skinned Android, who uses stock Android, and why wouldn't you use that product instead since the Pixel is outsourced hardware? So it's kind of what the best Google can do. And, they paid attention to the software experience, I think, more than most. That, I think, has also changed over time, too, in the sense that, Samsung apparently has done better with the newer iterations of TouchWiz. That's long overdue. Google doesn't have an in-house hardware team right now. I think they're just in the process of kind of putting that together and kind of, backpedaling into it. And I think especially in this, recent wave of problems, they're waking up to the fact that they need to do hardware better and they need to control more of the hardware experience. Because the Pixel 2 XL has been a black eye, for a lot of different reasons, which doesn't mean that it is a horrible device at all. It's a device. And it's one that's not going to sell as well as it could have because of hardware shortcomings. That's a flat fact. And so what can Google do to fix that? They can't necessarily swap out the screens immediately, but they may be able to improve the screens somehow or figure out how to make all that better, and then potentially take in the old devices and replace them with the newer devices halfway down the road. I don't know. They could offer a refund, like a $200 refund, if you bought a Pixel 2 XL and you're dissatisfied with it. I mean, I think people may even go that route and say, well, I'll stick with the burn-in for now, if only because of the software problems. I don't know what they're going to do. I genuinely do not know what they're going to do. But it's the closest thing to stock Android with modifications that are key to the user experience that I appreciate. Not perfect, absolutely not perfect. They haven't nailed everything, but for the most part, very rarely will I run into a problem where I'll get like scrolling judder, and it's like, what the heck? And I kind of lift my finger and do it again, and it's fine. It's experimenting and learning what works well and what doesn't. Zach Berjawi says, I'm curious to know your thoughts on whether Apple will be released a new iPod or not, specifically the iPod Touch. Zach, first of all, thank you for another super chat. I really do appreciate this kind of support. In terms of releasing a new iPod, I would be shocked. I think the day of the iPod is gone, much like the day of the headphone jack. I think we've now moved on. A lot of people will miss it, but I just don't see it happening anytime soon. Everyone uses it just like I did early on. I was using my iPod, so to speak, was my iPhone, and that's my primary music device now. My whatever my smartphone is. So I don't think they will. That market's gone. Windang asks or says, "Hey Chris, this is for Jedi Christmas funds, bro. Keep up with the vlogs content. Christmas funds, holiday funds, Life Day funds. We celebrate Life Day around here. That's the holiday for Wookiees, where you wear a red robe and." Don't ever watch the Star Wars Holiday Special. I would strongly recommend never doing that. Only one or two good things came out of it. One or two good things came out of it. And thank you again for that kind of support. Today in the mail we got a toy catalog, not a big one, just a little tiny one. It's like, oh, your toy catalog came in, because sometimes you see something on TV. I want that, and I'm like, put it on your wish list. So that way I don't have to say no. There's no way we're getting that. I can say just put it on your wish list. And then you narrow it down. She's learning the concept of wish list. But of course, you don't need to put Star Wars on your wish list, because Daddy will always get that. Pez Liz posts the super chats, and I appreciate that. Dennis Gutowski comes in with $1 super chat. Thank you. Every little bit counts. Every little bit helps. I do appreciate it. More than you'll ever know. Let's see here. I'm going to see if anybody's actually paying attention to the tweet. Oh, I heard Jedi cooing in the background. What's this? Give me a second. I love the lick it Chris in the background. That's funny. Hang on. Oh, no one's commenting on my Stormtroopers, really? I thought they would. Did it not tweet out? Yeah, okay, it tweeted out. Huh. Well, that's sad. Everyone's talking about the iMac thing. Yeah, there it is. See, on one phone, like side by side, they're barely perceivable in terms of a difference. Here, barely perceivable in terms of a difference, but it's definitely. See, I don't want to say which one is which. That's the thing. Like, I want people to say, oh, this one is the iPhone and this one is Android, and obviously the iPhone is more superior. Like, I don't know. I would say between these two, wait a minute. Yeah, I would say that the one that is definitely, in my mind, better light-wise is specifically the iPhone took a better shot here, for sure. Sometimes you have to, wait. I've learned, with the camera, you kind of have to focus and wait, which, I mean, you kind of, have to wait for the white balance to come in right. It's very bizarre. See, now, even then, I detected a shift in white. Let's do this. Let's turn on the blue. Yeah, see, even now, again, it just seems like I would get a better shot than I did before. I wonder. Here's what I'm going to do to throw anybody off. Here's what I'm going to do. This is going to be hilarious. Watch this. Okay, so that's that one. See, it's a different white balance now. Okay, there's that. Now I need to change the light. come in again and then do this. Okay. I'm going to post 2 photos taken with the same camera and say which one do you like more. And obviously the iPhone. They're going to think, but it's the same one. You see what I'm doing here? This is hilarious. I'm going to troll everybody on Twitter who's not paying attention to me on TLDR. I know I should stop doing this, but I'm having too much fun. Okay. So we'll do this one and that one. They're both, keep in mind, these 2 pictures I just took side by side are the same ones. So we'll tweet. Oh, wait, no. Tweet. No. I want to tweet it. Tweet. Create a link. No, I want to share the cockadoodie photos. Okay, fine. F it. Gonna open Flamingo for some reason doesn't want to do it that way in the extension. It could be a limitation of the API too, specifically Google's API. So I'm gonna have to attach it. And I've emailed the guy about this stuff. Okay, so let's do this with the second one and the first one. Keep in mind what I'm about to tweet. Which one of these shots looks better to you? I love how it corrected that. Boy, that was perfect. Oh, no, it didn't. It gave me, when I went to correct this, no, it did not. Oh, my God. Y'all got to see. This is horrible. Google, what are you doing? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Look at this. Hang on. Oh, you can't see it there. Hang on. Dim the brightness a bit. Give you some screen banding. Can you see it there? Is that still too bright? It may still be too bright. Damn it. Dang it. Okay. That's about as low as I can get it. Look, it makes a recommendation. Shots looks better to you. And then it ends it with the letter U. And then the number 2 U. Google. No, Google. What the? No. Oh, come on. Can you see that? Tell me you can see that. That is absolutely horrific, Google. No. Why would anybody do that? Don't do that. Oh, man. So, there we go. Which one of these? I'll just go Stormtroopers. Stormtroopers. Which one of these Stormtroopers looks better to you? Okay. Same. We'll see what people say. I love doing that, right? Sometimes I'll just take a picture with the same camera. But you see what I'm saying? Look at that tweet when it goes out, and you'll see exactly what I'm saying. Like, people will say, oh, clearly the one on the right is better. Clearly the first one is better. Clearly the second one's worse. And they'll bring their own bias to the photos. But you know, because you've been watching TLDR, you're in on this little trick. This trick is very simple. It's the same camera. Just a different white balance. Same camera. People don't know. Same one. But they look at them. They are different. On your screen, you'll see a difference. And you can look at that either those 2 Stormtroopers are the ones that I posted before. This one was definitely iPhone versus Nexus. And so people... Nexus. I keep calling it Nexus. Pixel. People bring their own bias. They're saying, gosh, that iPhone camera did better with it. God, watch what happens. Except for the whole 2U thing. What's going on with that, Google? Give me a break. No, don't wake up. Don't wake up. I have to tell my phone not to wake up every time I say the word Google. SkyCop70 comes in and says, not ready to jump the Pixel 2 XL ship yet. Put up with the Apple the last several years, got to give Google a chance. You know, I mean, that's the thing, is like, I'm willing to, quote unquote, suffer through the shortcomings if it means I get a better overarching experience. And to me, I'm getting a fantastically better overarching experience. That's me. And so I'm inclined to just stick with it until it's like, okay, this is like, I can't deal with this anymore. This is horrific. And then I basically return it. I got a year. And then by the time the year is up, the new Pixels will be in. And theoretically, we'll be past this hump. This horrible period in history that hasn't been that horrible for me yet. Dennis Gutowski comes in with a super chat saying, do you ever play any old DOS games like Commander Keen 4? every so often I'll go over to the Internet Archive and play something. It doesn't happen all that often. I play more Commodore 64 games, if anything. I play it for an hour, like Jumpman Jr. I used to love. You can play a lot of those games in the web browser. But if I did play a DOS game, it'd be on the Internet Archive, likely. Never really got into games as much as other people did. DOS or Windows or anything. I mean, I did the Commodore 64. That was about the height of my computer gaming life. Apologies. Tony Yoon says, we need a rated R NSFW Chris Pirillo rant episode. Though sometimes when you tune into Twitch, like before recording the podcast, I get really, really cussy. Because it's not getting recorded, at least not on my end. Fucho the Clown, speaking of getting cussy, says, I made it to the live stream. Here you go. Thanks for the corn emoji. I am very, very happy about that. I'm happy with corn emoji because it's not something that I eat. Something I look at. You know, I dreamed of a day that you could hide certain emoji, but that's never going to happen. I don't think so. That's actually not a good idea. That's an idea that sounds good on paper, but in practice, I don't think it would work out very well. Nick Keogh on YouTube says, hello, Chris. iOS has to be the worst iOS I've ever experienced. It has progressively gotten worse and worse since my first iPhone, the iPhone 4. I agree. In fact, you know, it's never more prevalent to me, the amount of jank in iOS, you know, compared to like, if I unlock it, there's a possibility that it would jank on open. It didn't. But I feel that the, number one, the Pixel 2 opens faster than the iPhone 8 Plus. I'm able to get to what I need to get to easily. The way that, someone's watching, hang on. Someone says, same camera, different white balance. You see, so someone was watching the live stream. They think they're being smart. I know they're watching. I know, because I didn't fool you. I guarantee no one else would know it was the same camera. Guaranteed. Because Twitter compresses all that stuff down there. Chris, I dare you to say a bad word now, lol. I did. I just said a bad word. Right there. A bad word. I just said it. Ha! Nick Keogh also comes in. Have you tried the 1, 2, 3 thing on a calculator? I have. Who told me this last night? It says try 1, 2, 3. Was it Rob in the chat room? This is on the iOS calculator. You go here. Okay, so I go 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus. See, it worked. I don't know whatever it was. It was really weird before. I got 6. I don't know what's supposed to happen, but I never got one of those. The Super Nintendo Classic Minis. I never got one. I hope you enjoy it. We didn't. I don't know if they're still available in stores. Maybe I'll get lucky and be able to find one. But those are going to be hot ticket items. I'd like to be able to get one of those because Diana wanted one, and I don't know if we'll be able to get one. Oh, you got yours from Australia? See, that's crazy, Zach. And I think are you just now in chat? I think did you just join? Maybe you've been in here before, but I don't know. For some reason, I haven't seen you as a sub on Discord chat. Yeah, I'd like the Super Nintendo one. Oh, Oscar the Grouch, that's you. Okay, Zach. Sometimes I don't make the connection there. So Cassie Lowe on YouTube there says, I want an SNES Mini. You know, I saw they had the Nintendo 3DS Super Nintendo Colored Edition. I'd be inclined to get the Super Nintendo. The, what is the portable one called? The Nintendo DS. I'm looking for Nintendo DS 2DS. That's the one I want. I don't like, but the one that they made was like, it has green buttons on it and like, nah. Do not want. But yeah, keep your eye out for them Super Nintendos. You find an extra one, you don't keep it. Well, you keep it to yourself if you didn't have one. But I am looking for one, if only for Diana's holiday present. That would be nice. SkyCop70 comes in with a super chat. Says now iOS 11 Beta 5 came out today. I guess we'll see beta be up to Beta 50 soon. That reminds me, thank you. I needed to turn off Wi-Fi to make sure that I've got plenty of signal strength for the live stream. I don't think we've had problems with it, but anyway, didn't they just release Beta 4 like the other day? No, we're getting close to iOS 11.1. I'm guessing next week. That's my feeling. Next Tuesday, possibly. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was talking about, Tidbits. The limited one with the SNES markings on the 3DS. That's the one I was talking about. Yeah, I don't know if, it's going to improve things dramatically for everybody. Maybe some nips and tucks, but I'm running the beta and I can still see chop on iOS. And then the other problems that I run into, like always having to remember to turn on HDR. I don't want auto HDR. I want to know that I got HDR. Am I still having loads of issues with the latest iOS builds? Seems like my iPhone 7 has been pretty smooth. Yeah, here and there. I mean, it pops up now and again. And honestly, in running these in parallel, the Pixel 2 XL, and what's that? Oh, wow. That we got over 7,000 subs since September. I don't know if we're going to do as well in October outright, but we'll see. 347,985. Wow. That's a lot. We're almost at 350,000 subscribers, which is really, really nice. The Verge says they can't recommend the Pixel 2 XL until the burn-in issue is sorted out. Yeah, that's fair enough. I feel that it would be something... I hesitate to say don't buy it. Just understand the caveats of what's going on. I'm not going to hide anything. I'm not going to apologize for anything, but Google definitely needs to get ahead of it. No doubt about it. I did see that Verge article too. Zach says you'll do well if you get an iPhone 10. Yeah, no. Not going to happen. I am not. That's like taking a step. To me, that's taking a step backwards. Like someone says, well, basically it's... he would rather have a notch than a defective screen. And I'm like, well, in my opinion, they're both defective. I'm not denying that it's not prime. What I am denying is that it's everything and the only thing in relation to the values of that it may be able to bring with the software specifically. So what's Google going to do? That's the big question. I don't think this is as simple as adding a toggle. I don't think it's going to be swept away with that. It's just going to be something that Google needs to overcome and address now before the next problem comes out. We don't know when that's going to be. And there will be another problem. These devices are, going to run into problems. I wish we had something different, but, just like with the iPhone, I wish we had something different. There are certain, pain points that I'm willing to deal with to get to what I, may perceive as the best experience I could get. And there are other pain points that I'm not willing to deal with. I mean, and I don't have an answer to all these questions. I don't. I haven't tried a Note 8 yet. I don't know what it's going to look like. I mean, I've seen photos of the Note 8, what the Note 8 will take, and it does fairly well. Absolutely. But as does the iPhone, as does the Pixel 2 XL. I mean, we've got some contenders. So that's not, something that, is an all or nothing thing. You just got to take that little piece and keep it in context with all those other little pieces. But this is with any device. I'm not just talking about that. These phones in front of me. Mike Pilato asks, how do you like Google Assistant? I like it. I mean, I'm not using it as, prolifically as others might, but yeah, I've squeezed it at times. You can't use Google Assistant in immersive mode. That's how you know you're in immersive mode, when you squeeze and nothing happens, which is fine. It doesn't. I don't feel like it's stunted in that way. But yeah, it's been quite fine for me. I feel that I'm very satisfied with the way Google Assistant works, with how translation works, with how a lot of Google services work. So I'm very, very happy to see it. Metallicat 61003 says, I've never had to do that on either my 7 Plus with iOS 11 or 8 Plus on iOS 11. It's generally been fine on both, no battery drain or anything. Definitely a little jank, but that's it. So you're talking, I like how you're chatting with one another. It's really nice. Fred Gingras, I think, is basically stating my case. He says it's all about choosing your set of problems. Bingo. Sometimes the weird lag on iOS 11 makes me mad, but on the other hand, my workflow doesn't work on Android. Nothing's perfect in this world. Yeah, and that's the thing. From the YouTube comments here. Oh, hang on. Rob Madden says they're releasing more of the Super NES and NES next year. Oh, okay, good. Although I'd like to get one before Life Day. YouTube comments. BW Feldy says, Chris, I can appreciate your opinions regarding the iPhone 10. The problem I have is that you've never used the device. How can you give an honest opinion regarding user experience on something you haven't used? Just curious. Thanks. Because my eyes can see. I see software problems at a distance. This isn't something I have to experience in person to know. Have you been paying attention? Have you seen how software tries to bend around that monstrosity? But that's none of my business. Mark Foreman asks, has the Pixel 2 XL caught on fire yet? Have you not watched my video in the other YouTube channel? I kind of talked about that today. Why I don't believe that Google's going to issue a recall of the Pixel 2 XL. They're not. They'd figure out another way to quell concerns. Like, here's my guess, right? If you bought a Pixel 2 XL, this is my feeling. I can't promise this is it, but if you bought a Pixel 2 XL and you're going to keep it, and they fix it with, this software, that software, whatever, they will send you, this would be a good way of doing it. They'll send you a Google Home when it's ready. Or the Google, the big Home, what is it, Max? They'd send you one. They'd comp it. They're gonna throw Pixel X. I think they're gonna throw Pixel 2 XL owners like a really nice bonus. Like wow, I don't want to send it back because then instead of paying this much, and if I wanted to get that device anyway, then I kind of get that. They're gonna assuage a lot of the concerns, and I think that's the way to do it. Because you can't fix the screen. I don't think they can change partners halfway into the cycle or partway into the cycle. Jay Perez, 1980 asks in Discord, wonder if they'll simply have an open return policy for the burn-in, etc., instead of having the standard 2 weeks. I think they'd have an RMA, so you'd be able to exchange it within a year. I mean, if it was clear that it was a burn-in problem, then you would have to, like, theoretically, be open, or they'd have to be open to taking that kind of exchange, at least throughout the duration of that year. Beyond that, I'm not so sure. Because that's usually when, certain issues start cropping up right around a year. Let's see here. Why did I get... I don't know why I get rich notifications for some Instagram posts, but not for others. That's just bizarre. Anyway. Let's see here. Looking at the chat and at least the Discord room, SkyCop70 suggests gives the Pixel 3 XL 50% off. I don't think they're going to go 50% off. But like I said, think about it. They're going to be selling the Home Max for $400? And even that comes with a year's worth of YouTube Red comped. I don't know if that includes a family plan or just a single plan, but they'll comp it, which is great. That's money in the bank. So you're almost at 50% off. Instead of just giving you a refund, why not just send a little bit more hardware that you may want anyway? I don't think people are abandoning Google for it. I don't think they're saying, forget Google, I'm going to stop using their products. No, they're either going with the Pixel 2 or they're going to another Android offering out there. They're not leaving in general. It's how Google responds to it though that's going to be very, very telling. And no one really knows. They say they're investigating it. It's just not a good screen. I can't say it is. I can't defend it. I wasn't even defending it the other day. I was like, yeah, but I don't know, man. The software experience is solid to me so far. Zach Brajawi says, my biggest iOS issue is the fact that even if I have Do Not Disturb turned on for my work or group messages, I still get audio-visual notifications regardless. Really? You shouldn't. Do you have them busting through the Do Not Disturb? I don't know. Evan Marston says, I just got the replacement today. Oh, you've already replaced it, huh? Wow. See, I'd be nervous about, not just nervous, but like I would prefer to hold on to the device until they sent me the new one, and then I transfer everything over because that's very simple, and then send them the old one. I'd prefer that. I don't think they do that necessarily, but their backup procedure, the online restoring after like doing the data transfer and everything was rock solid. I was very, very happy with the way that Google did it. I've never really done it with Apple apart from recently doing the tap hold nearby and then it'll confirm everything. YapApp7 asks, what do you think of the XL's curved corners now that you've played with around it a bit? I know it was a concern of you with UI UX. They melt away, and that because they're not in my face. And that's, hang on. Meanwhile, in iOS land. Hang on, someone's done a video on the calculator bug. AC123. Oh man, that's hilarious. Yeah, I gotta retweet that. That's too funny. That was easy to retweet. See, I just pick it up, do that, and then like it's just as fast, I'd imagine, on... Let's see here, if I can do it just as fast. Oh, no, I unlocked it. Dang it. Okay, so I tapped it, went there, tapped it. Yeah, it's almost just as fast to do on an iPhone. So a lot of the things just boil down to what kind of flow, what kind of style, what kind of software, what kind of experience are you generally having. Elroad CW says, Google Pixel XL flopped like Samsung Note 7. No, I don't think so. I mean, it's not exactly an exploding battery. I don't think people are going to be making fun of Google because it's coming into this, almost from a fresh perspective because it's not been producing devices for all these years like Samsung has. A lot of more people use Samsung devices than Google's devices, and Google powers Samsung devices. So, Samsung, basically took its lumps, but it did the right thing. It needed to. I don't think Google needs to do that for what it has to offer outright. Joshua Austin says they do advanced RMA. They just put a hole in your credit card. Oh, okay, cool. See, I'd be fine in doing that because I have no problem at all. Neville Littlejohns asks, what's your favorite vegan meal, Chris? My favorite vegan meal? Whatever Diana makes. I know that sounds like a cop-out, but it's true. Like, whatever she makes, and I eat it. I love it. I'm a man of very simple needs as far as that goes, and I eat a lot. Like, I sit down in front of the plate, and you've seen it when I post it to chat. I post photos sometimes after I say, I want to go eat. This heaping pile of food, and I'm just like, I tell her, I said, I don't know if I can get through this. And before I know it, I eat it all. It's really, really funny. Evan Fritz asks, Chris, how is raw touch input latency on the Pixel 2 XL? Let me put it this way. There's some differences between it and iOS, but, for the most part, I would say it's fluid. It's responsive. It's as responsive as iOS. It feels like a true 60 frame per second device. iOS doesn't, by and large. They handle, I think, in some cases, not every case. Like, there are some issues where, like, I was in Chrome, and I can't remember if I had enabled or disabled smooth scrolling yet, but I was effectively in Chrome, and I was, like, going up and down, and somehow it was just, like, sticking. And I was like, oh, that was kind of odd. But that was Google Chrome outright, not, I use Brave on Android for a few different reasons. I don't like Brave on the desktop though. But I was like, even scrolling on a web page is smooth. It's minimized or mitigated, a lot of my concerns about that responsiveness, the scrolling and input. I mean, they've done a very, very, very good job with that. And that to me is an amazing experience compared to the way I've been dealing with iOS. I'm just done with dealing with iOS's problems. Just done. Trevor Henry asks, who went vegan in your household? I think I made the decision. Diana was kind of already there, but I was pretty much it. I made that decision. Hang on. I think, you're responding to Cisamal at 96. Cisamal 96 is definitely team iPhone 10. I will be, interested in what other people do with the iPhone 10s. And I don't know. I don't think we're going to be setting up that iPhone 10 fund anytime soon. Although I'm pretty sure, it would get funded, and that would make me really nervous because I don't even think I'm definitely not going to buy one on launch day, which means it's going to be impossible to get, because the supply chain is short to begin with. Expectations are going to be extremely attenuated. Evan Marston asks, do you read many of the Star Wars novels? I have answered this question before, but I not too many. I get incredibly busy. Christian Daw asks, is Jedi vegan? Yes, for the most part. But if we're out and about, like yesterday at the pumpkin patch, there was popcorn, which of course had butter or whatever. I'm like, it's a little treat for a kid. It's not going to kill her outright. But yeah, she does stick to, the food around here is mostly, if not all, vegan. Whole food, plant-based. It's not, we don't buy wacky packaged stuff, typically. Darshan Bell Woods says, just wanted to say thank you. I love your videos. Thank you. And I do hope that you've watched the other videos in the other channel, youtube.com/Chris Pirillo. The next thing we're going to do after this video is jump over to twitch.tv/Chris Pirillo. Head over there, follow me, so you can be notified of new broadcasts. And then, of course, you can sub to me on Twitch to get access to Discord chat, You can also, become a patron of mine on patreon.com/Chris Pirillo. Y'all have to remind me to transcode the TLDR videos as a podcast because I keep forgetting. And it's something that I've done. I just don't work it into the routine. I get done with the videos and then I'm like burnt. There's a lot to do. 2 things. One, I'm going to tell you about the event on November 11th. Creator Advocate Weekend or Creator Advocate Workshop. If you're a creator like me and you want to come to an event that we are hosting, we're doing it in Seattle. It's coming in a couple weeks. I hope to see you there. I hope if you know of anybody in Seattle who's a creator that's looking for networking opportunities or help, you would let them know. We're doing it at Adobe in Seattle. Very, very happy to tell you about that. I also want to let you know that I earn gift cards courtesy of go.tagjag.com/free points. It's something you can install on Android too. Not just iOS. It's iOS and Android. Toby says, looking forward to when you pick up your Moment lenses. When are they coming? They're en route. Let me check my after ship here. Boop. Boop. I supply my own sound effects for my operating system. Moment lenses. Departed shipping partner facility. USPS awaiting item. So it hasn't even shipped yet. But what the guy said is like, can't wait, for you to get them. I missed something in the order, so I'm gonna wait until they come in, and I'm gonna get my Moment lenses, and then I think I'm gonna visit them in Seattle. So I'd love to take a look at your operation. I'd love to see what's going on. Maybe give some feedback on the case, and after having used it and what have you. I'm inclined to use the Moment case more so than the Google case outright. Because I like the color potentially a little more, and plus the Moment lens interchangeability outright. That's something that I'm absolutely looking forward to. So I'm going to go in there, I think, and meet them. It'll be a neat little thing, and maybe I'll record a video on the Moment lenses. We'll do a YouTube live. Don't know if we'll do TLDR there necessarily, but I think we'll do a YouTube live with one of their lenses in their office. Would we do that? I don't know if it'll be a long TLDR, but what if we do that? I think they'd totally be in for that. I think we just came up with an idea. I didn't get the fisheye lens. I got the wide angle, I got the macro, and I got the what was the other one I got? Wide angle, macro, and there's 3. I got 3 of them. I can't remember the third one that I got. I didn't get the fisheye one. I know this. Chris, I know. Oh, telephoto. The zoom. Telephoto. Thank you. Now everyone, y'all remember what I got. I couldn't even remember what I got. CSOMall96 says, can I put a Pixel 2 launcher on the Note 8? No, but you can get lawn share. Action launcher, I think, is made me, happy. It's stable enough. It's got some, really, some nice features. I'm not even using all the features outright. But I think once lawn chair matures a bit more, I would probably be inclined to try lawn chair just because of its simplicity. My app drawer is not that, tremendously difficult. And I'm just looking for something that is, basically looking at in terms of performance and memory, footprint, etc., minimizing all that. And the Pixel launcher just does not provide me enough of a feature set that I want. I can't even change the little chiclet at the bottom of the search chiclet that I want. I want to get rid of that because the one that Google has in the beta works better than the one that ships with the Pixel launcher, and I can't eliminate it. So I need a third-party launcher in order to have a more customized experience outright. I don't know if they're going to change that. I would hope they would, but it's anybody's guess. It's completely up to them. I am using Action Launcher now. I wish there was I don't know has anybody done a comparison of which launchers are the most efficient with memory and whatnot? I'd be interested in taking a look, but Lawn Chair is like I said, it's coming out of XDA forums. Let's see here. If I go, I'm trying to remember all the ways that I can get to something. I've got so many things. Oh, new updates here. Tons of new updates. I like updated software. Although I should be getting an updated Chrome here soon. Launcher. Although, I kind of got used to, it's still in early development. It's still in beta. Like when it launches, like the first official version, because it looks like they just released another one yesterday, with various fixes. Like I can't swipe over They have a swipe over feature, but I turned it off because it was redundant for me versus the app drawer, and I'd always find myself going to the app drawer anyway. But if I double tap the screen now, I have it in Action Launcher to launch the Google app. So it's kind of like getting to Google Now without swiping over, for the most part. The Google Now interface is different on the beta when you swipe over, but tap to update. Oh, interesting. Okay, there you go. But anyway, it's fun. Thank you, everybody. EV Launcher was recommended. Aaron Williams, thank you. I'm looking for, if you find like a comparison between performance and like which is not just fastest launcher, but in terms of performance and resources, I'm probably interested in that. Thank you, everybody, for asking questions here. And yes, Toby, I do have the paid version of the Action Launcher. I did not get the adaptive icons because I have Oreo, so I have the adaptive icons. To my knowledge, I don't need anything else because I'm on Oreo with the Pixel. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for all the super chats. You guys are just amazing. Especially Jesse Alvarez. I missed the super chat there. It said the Note 8 is more compelling now with Best Buy slashing the price by $250. Makes a Pixel look like a bad deal. Anyways, love the content. Well, I love you, and I do appreciate you. I do want to say thank you to all the super chatters like you, Jesse, the subs of mine on Twitch. Head there now. That's where we're going to be doing the podcast. Twitch.tv/Chris Pirillo. Link is in the video description. Feel free to join and ask questions over there during that particular recording. Thank you to all the patrons. Patreon.com/Chris Pirillo for pledging. I really appreciate your support as well. Thank you for guiding me. I appreciate everybody who's joined us in Discord. It has been an amazing experience to have. It is literally getting better with every passing day. I don't know if we have not quite 200 people there, but we'll get there eventually. It may take a while, but we will get there eventually. Thank you, Zach Berjawi. You get the last shout out because you just came in with the super chat. Just saying thanks. I appreciate it. Thank you. But at this point, I'm going to leave everybody to their own devices in this live video stream, and then see you over at Twitch TV. Clash. You know where to go. Just click the dang link. Okay. May the force be with you.